Hi BookTube! I'm here today with a review of a book called The Frankenstein Murders. This is written by Kathleen Bradshaw. It's a detective novel, I guess is the one genre you can definitely pit it in, and it was published in the year 2008. So what's this book about? Well, as you can tell from the title, The Frankenstein Murders, it's slightly based off of the Frankenstein novel by Mary Shelley. In The Frankenstein Murders, however, we follow Edward Frame, who's a detective hired by Henry Clerval's father. And if you remember from Frankenstein, Henry Clerval was Frankenstein's best friend, to investigate the murders committed by Frankenstein's monsters, and to determine whether the monster actually existed or not. It deals with the effects of grief and the search for answers after a loved one's death, especially if they've been murdered. We get an examination of the Clerval family as well as Frankenstein's family. It also takes time to go deeper into the stories introduced by Shelley in the original text. So we know that Frankenstein's family in the text has experienced loss both before and during the novel, but this kind of takes on what happens after the novel. It adds a more obviously psychological examination of Frankenstein and his monster, and his fascination with anatomy and the creation of life. This book really mimics the travels of Frankenstein, which I found was really cool. We travel with Edward Frame as he follows in Frankenstein and his monster's footsteps from Geneva and Ingolstadt to the Orkney Islands to Siberia, in search of the people that have been affected by Frankenstein and his creation. Frame engages with, secondary and tertiary and even unknown characters. We get Frankenstein's family, we get the hotel clerk from where Frankenstein and his wife stayed on their first night of their honeymoon, we get a family on the Orkney Islands, we get a whole bunch of different aspects. What also I really liked is the language that is used in this book. It mimics the style of classics. I kind of describe it as a mixture of Frankenstein meets the mysteries of Sherlock and the detective work of Sherlock in the style of Dracula, in that it's written in a series of letters and journal entries and newspaper articles and other different formats. My only problem here is that the newspaper articles kind of felt a bit more colloquial than I thought they would have been written in. I really like that we get an analysis of Frankenstein in a fictional aspect. So Frame uses Walton's journals, which made up the majority of the text of the Frankenstein novel, and he reads it over and over again and analyzes it and presents us with different aspects and looks at it in different ways. And we get some new insights into not only Frankenstein, his monster, but also, again, as I said, the secondary and tertiary and other characters that were affected by the events in the original novel. As well, Kathleen Bradshaw alludes to a lot of different classical works. We've got a lot of references to Sherlock, obviously, The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins, Edgar Allan Poe, and I'm pretty sure there were some other ones that I wasn't able to pick up on. Where I think this novel shines is in regards to the characters, because it's more about our characters' reaction to events than a detached observation of these events. We get this through journal entries, which let you see the insight and the personal feelings of Frame, the interviews where we see how he interacts with people and their responses to him and what he thinks they're hiding from him and such. And it's interjected with the occasional omniscient narration so we can get a more objective view of Frame as well. These different formats really allow you to get a better understanding of Frame as well as Mary Shelley's original creation. Overall, I think The Frankenstein Murders really works as a great sequel and analysis of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and if you've enjoyed that novel, I really think that you should read The Frankenstein Murders. So, thank you for watching.